See here. Hi, guys. All right, I'm super excited. Y'all are here tonight. I'm going to share a little bit about Q Sciences, but first I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Mandy. I have been here now for about 9 months, but I've actually been working in the industry of social sales for almost 4 years, which in and of itself is wild. I swear I would never do anything like this. I was actually the person on social media that called these things a pyramid scheme not too long ago. So if that is you, welcome. That was also me. My husband, the guy in that obnoxious red, you can't see on it, but it's a baby Yoda and Mahomes t-shirt. That's my husband. He was the one who actually told me to do this about 5 years ago. He's like, you'd be really good at that. And I had just been put in so many Facebook parties that I was like, no, I will not be doing that. I would rather drive off the side of a cliff. And I really stuck to my guns on that one. It was not until I had my last little baby there in the blue glasses that I even came around to giving this a try. And truth be told, I only did it because I wanted to use the products. After I had Cash, that's my youngest there, 3 babies back to back to back in 3 years. And my body was just waving a white flag. I was a hot mess. My hair was falling out. My skin was breaking out. I was having really terrible postpartum depression. You name it. I was a hot mess dealing with it. And a friend of mine at the time was sharing about some products, not Q Sciences. It was a totally different company. But I reached out to her because I had seen her sharing and I said, hey, I really feel like these would help me. Could you tell me a little bit about the products? And she did. And I wanted to use them, but I could not afford them. At the time, we were a single income family of 5 living in California. That is not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. And we were barely making our ends meet. My husband worked many, many hours of overtime and we were still just paycheck to paycheck. And I've always been a very honest person. So I told my friend that I said, I'd love to use these, but I just can't fit it into our budget. And she said the sentence that literally has changed my life even 4 years later, which is, what if I could help you cover the cost of your products? And immediately I was like, oh, because I knew exactly what she meant. But I honestly at the time was so desperate to feel better. I said, okay, fine, I will do it. So I signed up with that company. I ended up making $200 in my first 6 days, which I know does not sound like gangster money, but for me, that covered my family of 5 groceries for a whole week. And I had no income at the time. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. If I could do that in 6 days, what could I do if I really tried at this for 6 months? So I went all in. I ended up building to that company's 6-figure income level 2.5 years later, which let me just tell you, I am not qualified for. Your girl does not have a college degree. I barely know how to work the laptop I'm on tonight, but I was doing it and it was changing my family's life. In fact, last year I paid off over $30,000 of debt. We were up to our eyeballs in debt. I made more than my husband did most months of 2020 in the middle of a global pandemic. It was insane. The only thing that was not happening at that company is I wasn't finding any luck helping other people do the same thing. I had been so blessed by the industry. I really wanted everyone to experience that. And no matter how hard I tried, and I was trying very hard, I just could not get it to happen. I had a lot of people who were making maybe $500 to $1,000 a month over there. And I just couldn't get them past that. And honestly, I started feeling icky because I was making so much more. And so in December, a really good friend of mine came to me and she said, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up. I'm going to this new company called Q Sciences. And originally I told her she had lost her marbles. I was like, that sounds crazy. I've worked so hard. There's no way I'll be doing that. And she was like, Mandy, you just really need to look into it. And so I did, mostly because she's a very good friend of mine and I wanted to be polite. Well, my husband and I were up until 2 o'clock in the morning that night because it turns out she wasn't crazy at all. This was actually a really incredible business model. And in my heart of hearts, I knew I was going to kick myself if I didn't come over here. So even though it was the scariest decision I've ever made, I ended up walking away from my previous company, my 6-figure income, a luxury car allowance, annual trips to Hawaii and Mexico. I left it all. And I came here to start completely from scratch. And within 6 weeks of my partnership here, I matched a level of income that took me 2 years to build at that last company. And I have now in 9 months completely exceeded what I ever made in the entire 3 years that I was there. So needless to say, this has been quite the blessing. I have more people on my team here now in 9 months earning an income than I ever had at that last company. We have celebrated, I think, close to 300 different promotions just since January of being here. So I am so excited that you guys are here tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company now because you obviously didn't come to hear about me. These three people are very important here at Q Sciences. On your far left, we have Mr. Mark Wilson. He is actually the founder. So he started this company as a very small health and wellness company back in 2012. We had a really tiny product line, tiny but mighty. Our product sales were crazy. Everybody was really loving the products. We just weren't moving the needle in the business sector of things. Mark Wilson is a very brilliant businessman. He's had a successful career in the NFL as well as real estate development. And so when he saw that the business wasn't moving at the speed he wanted it to, he reached out to the man on your far right, Mr. Jake Spencer. So Jake Spencer is now our president, but he originally came into the company as a consultant back in 2018. He has worked in this industry for 20 plus years. So a little story on Jake. When I first came over to this company, everybody was like, Jake Spencer, Jake Spencer, Jake Spencer. And I kept thinking to myself, there's no way that this guy is as cool as everybody is making it sound like he is. Like, there's just no way. And I got invited up to our company cabin. We have a cabin up in the mountains of Utah. And I was there for the weekend. And as soon as I had one training session from Jake, I realized why people talk about him the way that they do, because I've been doing this a long time. I've paid for different seminars and different trainings and stuff like that. I've never learned as much in any of them as I did in a single weekend up at that company cabin. He is just one of those people who is doing exactly what he was designed to do. He's so smart, and he works so hands-on with us here. It's just incredible. So he came in. I'm going to tell you more about what he did on the next slide, but he ended up falling in love with Q and decided to stay here as our president. So he's now our president. And then this pretty face in the middle, her name's Brittany. She is on our advisory council here, but I actually worked with her prior to being at Q Sciences. She was also a six-figure earner at my last company. And when my friend Casey told me she was over here, she said, and I'm joining Brittany Hitch's team. And immediately I was like, wait, I know that name. So I went on Facebook and I stalked her because that's what everybody does these days. And on her Facebook page, I saw promotion, 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 like as far as I could scroll. And like I said, right, that is what was not happening for me at my last company. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is the girl who's going to help my people win. And she has been. 9 months later, not only has Brittany completely shattered Q Sciences records with her business here, she has broken network marketing industry records at her time, which is 1 year in this company. And she is a huge, huge reason why my team personally has done so well. And so I always have so much confidence when I talk about her, because when people partner with us, they partner with Brittany, and that means a whole heck of a lot in this industry. So going back to Jake Spencer, so he relaunched our company in 2018. Pretty much everything but the name changed, to be honest. And since then, I know your screen says 700%, but we have actually grown by 1,200% just in the last 3 years. That might not mean a ton to you, but what I will tell you about that is a dream for pretty much any business. Businesses fantasize about numbers like 1,200% growth in 3 years. We are quite literally taking the world by storm right now. We are already in 20 plus countries. We expand to new countries quarterly. And I know for me, when I first heard about Q and Casey was talking to me about it, I wanted to know what made it so different, right? I don't have my head in the sand. This ain't my first rodeo. There are lots of different companies out there. I wanted to know why this, like what made it so special. I'm a visual girl. I don't know about y'all, but I love me a good graph. So I put one on here. And this basically just goes over the 4 phases of a network marketing company. And this is what is going to explain why Q Sciences is so different right now. So every company in this industry is really going to go through about the same 4 phases. You're going to start in stage 1, which is a brand new company. It's very shaky. When you're talking about this industry specifically, about 90% of those companies will fail. They're not even going to make it to stage 2. Then you have stage 2. That's where Q Sciences is right now. Things are starting to pick up steam. You're seeing a lot of growth happen. It's exciting. It's really taking off. Then you have stage 3, which is a much more matured company, right? If I were to rattle off a bunch of names of other companies, these would all be ones that you guys know about. When you get to stage 3, this is really large. Lots of people know about them. Lots of people are using them, selling them. You head into stage 4, which is basically a maintenance mode. And most big network marketing companies right now are in stage 3 and stage 4. This is where saturation starts to happen. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, depending on who you are, right? From the company's standpoint, they've done really, really well. And it probably means they at least have some decent products and a decent business model. But from a standpoint of people like you and myself, this is not when you want to partner with those companies. And the reason being is they already have so many people who have heard of them, tried them, are using them, or are selling with them. And that means it's making your job harder. It's making it more difficult to build an extra income, right? I always use essential oils as an example for this. Don't get it twisted. I love me some essential oils, but I think I know like 25 people personally that I'm not even kidding, who sell essential oils. And if I were to go buy a lavender oil tonight, all 25 of them would be competing for my one purchase. And I'm not buying 25 bottles of lavender oil, right? That is saturation. Q Sciences does not have this. In fact, we're going to be in stage 2 of this fast growth for the next 5 to 7 years. We are quite literally the definition of getting your foot in the door early, right? Think of Apple stock. Everybody knows about Apple now, right? If you were to go invest in Apple tonight, nobody's going to tell you it's a dumb decision. We know it's a good company. We know it's not going anywhere. You're probably going to make some money, but it's going to be nowhere near the amount of income that you would be sitting on right now if you invested in Apple stock in the 80s, before it was Apple, before everybody knew what it was going to do, right? You would be a quadrillionaire. I don't even think that's a number, but that's how much money you would have, right? That is Q Sciences. We're going to be a big, huge saturated company, but we're not yet. And that is why we're special, because we have the timing. We have this opportunity for people to get their foot in the door early and really benefit from that. Now, it doesn't hurt that we have incredible products. We have over 55 different products with Q Sciences. I do not cover all of them on these calls, mostly because I like to be honorable of your time, and we would be here for like 25 hours instead of 25 minutes. What I will tell you is that we have something for everyone. We have a full line of hemp-based products, oils, creams, roll-ons, hemp-infused waters. We got hemp for pets, y'all. Anything you can think of. We also have a full non-hemp line. So this is things like collagen and greens, probiotics, stuff for fitness and weight loss, kids, hormones, energy, everything. Like I said, I have yet to run into someone who we don't have a product that is a good fit for. Typically, I do go over one specific combo though, and that is this combo called QCore. And the reason I cover this is because 80% of our customers are ordering this every single month. It is hands down the most popular option that our company has. It comes with 3 different products. First is QMax. So QMax is a micronutrient dense vitamin. That's a mouthful. It basically just means it's a vitamin that you're actually going to feel the difference taking. I've been working in supplements for like 4 years. What a lot of people don't know about them is often they are buying really expensive pee. Because if you're taking a vitamin that's not high enough quality, your body is not able to absorb those nutrients the way that you think it would. And so instead of benefiting from it, your body just flushes it all out in its urine. Okay. QMax is micronutrient based, which means the micronutrients are actually absorbed in your body. They can actually even cross your blood-brain barrier, which is not common in a multivitamin. It's just really high quality. You feel the difference. The second product that's in this combo is called Q-Align. Q-Align is an anti-inflammatory. If you have not had a chance to look up inflammation, I would encourage it. It's very fascinating. The root cause of so many things that we're seeing in America right now, just on the rise, autoimmune disease, PCOS, arthritis, right? Even like puffiness and bloating is connected to inflammation in the body. So when you can bring inflammation down, you improve your overall health, and you can also target really specific things as well. And then lastly, it comes with a product called Q-Biotics, which is a gut care focused supplement. This has everything that you need for your gut in it. And your gut houses upwards of 70% of your immune system. 90% of your serotonin is produced here. There's actually something called the gut brain axis. It's very much connected to your mental health. And then it also is 80% of your melatonin production, which is your sleep. So these three products together are really a powerhouse. They're simple. They come in an AM pack and a PM pack. I know for me, getting my husband to take vitamins is like almost more complicated than my children, but QCore is simple because all he has to do is open up a pack in the morning, take what's in that pack, open up a pack in the evening, and take what's in that pack. There's no thought process to it. It is perfect for all the husbands. But this is a really great combo. So if you are someone who came tonight to get information on the products, please let Jamie or Melissa know. They can get you in contact with me. I would really love to sit down and tell you what specifically would be the best fit for your body and your health goals. However, I am going to talk a little bit more about partnering with Q Sciences now. I did not walk away from a six-figure income at a different business for nothing. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to stress how sincere I am and the fact that I've never seen anything like Q Sciences in this industry ever. I have many, many friends who do this for a living at lots of different companies. I myself obviously came from one. And most of them are set up in a way that's very complicated, right? A lot of companies' compensation plans are pages and pages and pages long. To be honest, you guys, even at the top 1% of my last company, if someone were to ask me how they made the money that was on their paycheck, I genuinely would have had a difficult time telling them because there were so many ways to get paid. It was averaged out. I never knew what people were getting. My paycheck at that company would swing by hundreds, sometimes upwards of $1,000 month to month. And it wasn't dependable, right? This compensation plan with Q is black and white. There are 4 ways to get paid. The first is through customer sales, very straightforward. Someone gets a product recommended to them. They want to buy it. You send them your website link and you're going to make commission off of that purchase. We pay very generously on our commission, upwards of 35% on a normal month. This month, we're actually paying up to 110% commissions. Yes, you heard that right. 110% commissions on our sales. It is insane. I can pretty much guarantee there is no other company that has anything running like that right now. And then the second way is through something that's called monthly team commissions. So this looks like helping people franchise. Okay. If you help someone else start a business with Q Sciences, everything that they build within their business, you are also paid on. Again, not something that happened at my last company or in a lot of companies. Then you have our third way to get paid, which is through our one-time rank bonuses. So every time you hit a new promotion here, you're going to unlock a bonus. This is not small amounts of money, you guys. The promotion that I just hit this last month is an $8,000 bonus, and they just keep going up from there. This is like make you fall out of your seat kind of money. And then lastly, we have our financial freedom movement. And honestly, this is my favorite part of our comp plan. It's very different. When I used to be against network marketing, one of the things that I didn't like about it is I felt like it was very superficial and flashy. Everybody was just talking about free cars and free trips. And don't hear me wrong, like I had those things. But when I was first looking into this, I couldn't relate to it because honestly, I just wanted to make $500 a month so that my family could pay our bills on time and not have the late fees, right? And I think that's where most people are at. So what I appreciate so much about Q Sciences is this financial freedom movement. Anybody who partners with our company as an ambassador is given a free financial coach for the entire year. Anything that you need, they are there to help you figure out a plan to pay off your debt or your student loans, a monthly budget, help you repair your credit score. My financial coach, her name is Shawnee. She actually helped me set up a retirement fund for myself, college funds for my kids. We even have a first-time homebuyer program through our FFM. It is incredible. No other company offers anything like that. It is really about helping you take your money that you're making here and have it affect your life long term, not just in the short term. To go along with this financial coaching, we also have a bonus program. So instead of a fancy like lease that you get into where you're going to have this car lease and you're going to have it in your name and all this stuff, we do money towards the debt of your choice or the retirement fund of your choice. So if you choose the debt of your choice, this means you literally tell Q Sciences, I want you to write this check to my student loans. I want you to write this check to pay off my credit card, whatever you decide. And if you go for the retirement savings account, that's what I chose. They deposit this money into your retirement account every month. So for me here, I now have $400 a month on top of my paycheck that is being put directly into a retirement account for me by Q Sciences. Again, there is no other company that does this. And the last thing that I touch on, because it's very important, is the fact that we do set base pays. So in most of this industry, your pay is averaged, right? A lot of companies have income disclosure sheets. And on those income disclosure sheets, they'll say the average ambassador at this promotional level makes about this much money, right? And it's typically never accurate. I can tell you, I was someone who saw the difference in my paycheck from those income disclosure sheets. Q Sciences does set pay. Every single gold ambassador within this company, like myself, is making $8,000 a month. It is not a penny less. You know exactly what's coming on your paychecks here, and it makes this a dependable income for people's families, which is all the difference. So the last thing I'm going to say before we close out, because I want to be honorable of everybody's time, is just the fact that I know people fall into one of two categories when they're on this call. You've either never done anything like this and it scares the poop out of you because you have no idea, would I even be good at this? How do I start? Is someone going to tell me what to do? What if I'm not good at it? I don't know a lot of people. I'm not big on social media. I get it. I was there. It's been 4 years, but I very vividly remember feeling like, I don't even know how to do this, right? Or you're someone who's tried network marketing before, and maybe it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And you kind of felt like you were tossed to the wolves or pushed into the deep end of a pool and nobody told you how to swim. Maybe it wasn't successful, right? I get it. I've heard so many of those stories. And I always like to close these out by stressing how different Q Sciences is. Genuinely, every single part of this company is focused on mentorship. We are not just signing you up and saying, peace out, good luck, hope you make it to the top. This is like, okay, here's exactly what we're going to do. And here's how you do it. Here's exactly what we're going to say. And here's how you say it. If you can cook a frozen lasagna, you can work a business here. We literally make it that simple. And I don't feel like that is something that people totally understand until you're doing it. But I like to stress it as much as possible that we hold your hand the entire way here. So if you're someone who's like, does this make sense? Hopefully I cleared it up for you on this presentation. If you're like, will someone help me? Hi, my name's Mandy. We're going to help you the whole way. And if you have questions, I really hope that you reach out to Jamie or Melissa. I'm an open book, super blunt person, and I would be happy to lay it all out for you. You can pick my brain and ask me all the hard questions. So I hope I get to connect with you guys soon. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I appreciate your time, and we will chat later. Bye.